All right, Akshay Dongre is joining us from Delhi and Vishal Baristo is joining us from Srinagar to get us more. Now, Akshay, we've seen that Pakistan has violated the pause in military action within hours of reaching an understanding with India. How do you, what more do we understand from this duplicity?
Well, it's very plain and simple. Whatever understanding and agreement that was made yesterday between the two sides, between India and Pakistan, was blatantly violated. Now, the stoppage of firing was agreed upon. However, it was not adhered to even beyond 1 hour, and it is in fact quite a disappointing that Pakistan has once again chosen the path of war. However, it is also a slap in the face of Donald Trump, where he had taken credit for bringing both the countries together, even taunting everyone, stating that everyone used their common sense, and then once again Pakistan not only has violated ceasefire, has violated trust once again of India and this time of USA as well in their face, which couldn't be possible without the Chinese support that was immediately announced. So clearly, it seems a case where Pakistan, while was acting initially under the pressure of Trump administration, especially given the fact that IMF had to bail Pakistan out once again. But as soon as Pakistan received China's support, and we heard the foreign minister of China stating that it stands with Pakistan. So clearly, that is some moral support that Pakistan has gotten, and that perhaps is the reason why activity was seen in several parts of the northern borders as well as the western borders when it comes to the cessation of hostilities.
All right, Akshay, do we also know of any international response on this violation by Pakistan on the pause in the military action?
Well, not yet. As of now, nothing that we have heard because, even when the announcement was done by Donald Trump, the situation was such that it had to be an all-nighter as far as the negotiations are concerned. But we are monitoring, everyone is monitoring the situation, especially given the fact that things have been made so confusing by the Pakistani side. Shehbaz Sharif yesterday held a press conference at about 11:45 Indian Standard Time, which means around midnight. So he made a lot of statements, talked about how made false claims that Pakistan has somehow emerged stronger and perhaps victorious in some delusional form. However, no mention of any cessation of hostilities was mentioned. In fact, they just said that a ceasefire has been implemented and that they are happy about it. And then Shehbaz Sharif thanked everyone, perhaps thinking that army will still support him after this humiliating loss to the Pakistani armed forces. But the violation of that very ceasefire that he was talking was not discussed as far as that briefing is concerned. And that perhaps is the reason why Pakistan is now trying to confuse world powers by playing double game while acting, as if they are implementing ceasefire and on the borders continuing to send drones and trying to create some kind of state of confusion to exploit the situation. However, we would like to report that in the last few hours, there are reports coming in that situations have become normalized a bit more, but the armed forces are monitoring the entire situation very, very closely.
All right, Akshay, at this point, I'll bring in Vishal. Vishal, good morning. You there in Srinagar. Tell us, how has the day begun? Get us more on what are you picking up on the ground there? What is the latest you can tell us?
Well, a very good morning to you, Preeti. Last night we had some kind of peace, though it was quite an uncomfortable peace because you cannot trust Pakistan, though the ceasefire violations have stopped since 9:45, I beg your pardon, in the night, and it was a quiet night both at the international border and also at the line of control. Now, having said that, you heard our Foreign Secretary saying that it was a ceasefire violation. Pakistan is being informed about it. But the situation in Pakistan seems to be quite abnormal because there are reports there that General Asim Munir is not happy with what Shahbaz Sharif has done. He's not happy with the ceasefire, and the army wants to take control of the situation there. Well, army has always been in control in Pakistan, but as of now here in Srinagar, we had a quiet night, though it was quite uncomfortable to see. While the people had just started celebrating, we could see drones and the air defense guns. They were firing at them. So a lot of explosions were heard, and our inputs tell us that around 100 drones were seen moving towards the BB camp, which is the Badami Bagh cantonment, the largest in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. This is the largest base of army, and where the families of the army personnel are also there. But let me tell you that the army has been given, along with army, our armed forces have been given full orders that they can go all out in defending the integrity of the country. They are in full operational mode. But having said that, we can never trust Pakistan, because Pakistan can never be trusted, and history tells us that we should never trust Pakistan, because it is always a weak government whenever there is a democratic setup, because army is always in control.
Yes. All right, Vishal, we leave it here. Thank you so much, Vishal and Akshay, for joining in with those updates and insights.